Assalamualaikum guys, welcome back. Let's get into it.
The punk band Bob Vylan has said they are being targeted for speaking up in their first comments since their controversial performance at Glastonbury. It was streamed live by the BBC this weekend, but it was branded anti-Semitic by many, including the Prime Minister, the Chief Rabbi, and the broadcaster itself, which now says it regrets not pulling the coverage. Martha Fairley is here. Take us through what the band has said today.
Well, this is the first time we've heard from Bob Vylan since their performance at Glastonbury on Saturday. There, they led crowds in chants of free, free Palestine and death, death to the IDF. The IDF, of course, being the Israel Defence Forces, which are predominantly Jewish. Today, the band have responded to their critics and those who've condemned their actions as anti-Semitic. They've posted a statement on Instagram with the caption, "Silence is not an option." And in it, they say, "We are not for the death of Jews, Arabs or any other race or group of people. We are for the dismantling of a violent military machine. We are a distraction from the story and whatever sanctions we receive will be a distraction." They go on to say, "We are being targeted for speaking up. We are not the first. We will not be the last. And if you care for the sanctity of human life and freedom of speech, we urge you to speak up too." Finishing with the words, "Free Palestine." Now, yesterday, Avon and Somerset Police said it had launched an investigation into Bob Vylan's performance after reviewing video footage and audio recordings, while the band have also had their US visas revoked. And ITV News understands they have also just been pulled from the lineup of a music festival at Gisors Castle in Normandy this weekend. The BBC, meanwhile, has apologised for not pulling the live streaming, and they say the chants were unacceptable and anti-Semitic sentiment.
I just want to add a little comment there. What do you expect? If you go against the agenda, they're gonna come back with a vengeance. They will affect your finances because, as you know, even he said that they're attacking him, because of a comment. If it's alright for them to chant as well, I'm talking about the Israelis or IDF. But when someone else says it, it's like, oh no, why are you saying it? Just hypocrisy. But who the elite are. And if you go against them, you're gonna get punched in the face. Yeah.
Israel's aid delivery measures are inhumane. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation's operations, which are supposed to be saving lives, are themselves leading to mass casualties. Starving people who are desperate to feed their families are told food awaits them. But over 500 have reportedly been killed trying to access it. We are also deeply concerned by reports that Hamas has targeted Gaza Humanitarian Foundation staff and by reports of widespread looting by criminal gangs, which are undermining security around aid distribution. This is unacceptable. The more desperate people become, the more disorder becomes inevitable. The UN can deliver aid at scale without endangering civilians. Israel must let the UN save lives, open all access routes, and allow fuel into...
הלילה נהרגו כמעט 100 עזתים בעזה, וזה כבר לא מעניין אף אחד, כי כולם התרגלו שאפשר להרוג 100 עזתים בלילה אחד במלחמה, וזה לא מעניין אף אחד.
Palestinians were killed by Israeli tanks just because they were standing in line for food. They were starving. They were not armed terrorists. The Israeli-backed humanitarian fund is nothing else but a war strategy of Netanyahu. In Stockholm, in The Hague, in Brussels, hundreds of thousands of people have taken to the streets, showing a red line, marching for a ceasefire, for ending of this war on the people in Gaza, showing more leadership than many of those who are European leaders today. Thank you for all of you who are demonstrating or taking to the street, showing us that Europe is not only its leadership. The leaders of the EU have the opportunity to actually take action. And you, Commissioner, you have the chance to be one of those who will define history. You have the chance to be one of those who will rewrite our complicity with the silence that we have. Europe should not reward war criminals and acts of war crimes with trade deals. It's time to end the association agreement with Israel. Thank you.
I think I thought, at least even 20 years ago when I started to work internationally, that there was this, in my head, some weird idea of good guys, some idea of those, whether it be certain countries or certain peoples. Maybe it was this holdover from World War II and this thought that this was so that the lines were clearer and that there was going to be these human rights goals laid out and that there would be things stood up for, and that if these things weren't done, there would be pushback. And and I really thought that's what it was. I even thought that's what the United Nations was. I thought, okay, there's some lines in the sand, there's some understanding, and we're going to grow and fight for improvements in these areas. And to watch and understand more and more how it's just simply, that's not what it is. That's not the world. The world is not, these are human rights. It is, these are human rights sometimes for these people, maybe sometimes for these people, never for these people. Yeah. It's food aid, 6% for these people, 50% for these people. It's justice for these people, but not these people. Accountability for this crime, but not that crime if there's business interest. And this is truly the ugly state of so much of the world that we are just becoming more and more aware of. It's really disheartening. It's really upsetting.
The only image that keeps leaping to my mind, it's a mousetrap. You have these famished, starving people. You promise them a little cheese. They're like the showers in Auschwitz. You promise them a little cheese, and then when you get there, the Israeli army shoots them. Gleefully. People don't want to hear that. But remember what the opposition leader in Israel said.
המשימה שלנו היא לוודא שישראל תישאר מדינה שפויה, שלא הורגת ילדים, לא כתחביב ולא כמדיניות.
He said our soldiers are killing children as a hobby. Then there was the poll about 3 weeks ago, which found that half of Israelis support genocide in Gaza. The question was, do you believe that when Israeli soldiers conquer a city, they should kill everybody in the city? That was the question. Not complicated. We don't need a dictionary. 47% of Israeli Jews said yes. It was pure sadism. We could sit here, talk about it, but really, it would require a novelist to capture the sadism of this. I can't find the word, monstrous, pathological. It's very hard to capture it.
بس هذا بتعيط، هاي شايفين بتعيط من الجوع، بدها حليب بنتي بدها حليب، بتعيط من الجوع. أنا من وين أجيب لها؟ من وين نجيب حليب؟ بنروح على البلد الأسعار خيالية جدا، مش قادرين نجيب الطحين قبل ما نجيب الحليب. تعبنا عن جد، ما ضلش.
I've been in Gaza for 4 weeks. In the hospital I've been working at, I've never seen any formula milk at all. No cow's milk even for the older children, no meat, no protein. So there is definitely a lack of formula milk in Gaza.
Alright guys, that's it for today. I know the last scene was a little bit uncomfortable to watch. Even me as skin with teary eyes, But previous to that, Normal Finkelstein, he's a Jew. He's calling out for the crimes or the Israeli government do. Doesn't make him anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? A lot of people can see the crime. You know what I mean? But what can you do? So many proof out there. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. And if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.